And having this conversation with us this morning is Irene. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You look gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
And you're here today to educate. Just before we get into that, kindly tuambie, what do you do just before we get into the conversation?
All right. Thank you, Mkali.
Karibu.
Good morning, Kenya. My name is Irene Muthoni Muthama. I'm a lawyer. I am based in Nairobi, currently working with the firm of Nyangito and Company Advocates.
Aha.
Yes.
How long have you been in the scene?
I have I finished my campus in 2018 and joined the Kenya School of Law in 2019.
Okay.
So after my Kenya School of Law studies, I started work in 2020.
Great.
So I haven't been in the working scene for a long time.
But that's what happens with lawyers. Ile time muna spend getting getting the education, and it doesn't stop even when you start practicing.
Yeah, it doesn't stop.
Today we're talking about the importance of legal aid.
Yes.
Why is it important for all of us to be interested or walk that journey of knowing what the law says, and if it is important for me to have a legal aid?
All right. Legal aid essentially is providing legal services to indigent people.
Indigent?
Yes. I will explain
Okay.
indigent in a few moments.
Okay.
At the expense of the state.
Okay.
This means indigent people are people who cannot afford to pay for legal services. So that is where legal aid comes in. We are aiding these people to get legal services, proper legal representation and legal advice without having to worry about
The
payment.
fee.
Yes.
Sort of like pro bono.
Yes, sort of like pro bono.
Okay.
So with legal aid, there comes a lot of services. Like I said, it's providing legal services to these people, basically marginalized people in the country.
Okay.
So these services include legal advice. When you attend a legal aid forum, you're able to get quality legal advice pertaining matters maybe that are pending in court.
Yes.
You're also able to get legal representation. The state is able to assign an advocate to you without any expense. You don't have to worry about the payments. The state will assign the advocate to you, and you'll be able to get proper legal representation. Legal aid also includes promoting legal awareness, that is legal education, to various parts of the community. We focus mainly on marginalized people, like I said, people who cannot afford these services. So you provide education to these people by teaching them law-related topics and how they are able to know their rights.
Okay.
And when maybe faced with a legal challenge, how they can be able to overcome that.
Okay.
Yes.
That is interesting, because one of the things that comes up in conversations is that I need help, but lawyer ni more expensive.
Very expensive.
But
Yes.
sasa, we already have legal aid provided by the government to
Yes.
take care of us, but we're not. Are we taking advantage of that, really?
No, because most people don't know about legal aid, and that is why I'm here today to talk about it. Legal aid is provided by the government,
Yes.
and there's an act, actually, a statute that is enacted to govern legal aid procedures.
Okay.
The statute, anyone who has access to internet and maybe a smartphone or can access a cyber can Google the act. It's called the Legal Aid Act, number 6 of 2016. It provides all the procedures that you need to know to access legal aid.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So even when I'm looking at a contract that I'm not sure about, and then I can get help with that. But then you said it's for the marginalized as well.
Yes.
So how do we determine that I'm able to pay for that and I'm not able to pay for that and I am worthy of legal aid?
So the act has established a body. It's called the National Legal Aid Service.
Okay.
Yes. The National Legal Aid Service has its office headquarters here in Nairobi. It's offices that people can access and apply for legal aid. So there are requirements, like you said,
Yes.
set out under the Act for a person to be eligible for legal aid. So basically, what the service looks at, or what it focuses, it has to be satisfied that your financial situation is such that you can't pay for the services.
Okay.
This legal aid is not, will not achieve its goal if it's given to people who can afford these services.
Okay, that's true.
That is where now we come to the grassroots level, to find these people, people who are affected, people who have rights according to the constitutions, but they cannot express or have those rights because they don't have adequate legal education.
Okay.
Yes. So there's a criteria that this service has set that it looks at to determine whether a person is eligible for legal aid or not. But the main criteria that I can say right now is that that person has to be a citizen of Kenya.
Citizen?
Yes. That person has to be an indigent person.
Okay.
An indigent person, a person that cannot afford to pay for legal services.
Okay.
There's a criteria, it's outlined in the act.
So it's not when you fill up that bit, then they are able to see.
Yes, they are
probably
able
how much
to
money
see.
you earn,
Yes.
family you have,
yes,
where you live and stuff. Okay.
Yes. And also legal aid, like I said, focuses on people who are, I'll say, marginalized or vulnerable.
Okay.
So the act goes ahead to say these people can be children, these people can be internally displaced persons. These are people who they don't even have a place to live in the country. They're internally displaced. So if you look at them, you'll see for sure this person can't really afford, is not financially stable. Okay. Another group is the refugees.
Yes.
Yeah. Refugees are also eligible for legal acts, and also victims of human trafficking. You see, when you look at that chain, these people are people, even when you hear of their status, they need help. Yes. And there are people who honestly and genuinely cannot afford these services. Okay. So that is where now legal aid now comes in. And it covers
whatever legal issues I have.
Yes.
I could be in court for the murder or corruption or theft, robbery with violence.
Yes.
And I will still get
legal aid.
Yes.
So to explain that furthermore, the court has a duty to an accused person. An accused person is a person who is facing, maybe has been convicted or facing a trial for a criminal offense. Okay. So once the court notices that this person is unrepresented and there is injustice can result because this person is unrepresented, it quickly notifies the accused person that they have the right to counsel. Yes. The state is required to assign counsel to this person. So that is the duty of the court. Okay. So whichever challenge you're facing, whichever problem you're facing legally, at that state, when the court notices that you are unrepresented, they have a duty
to make sure
that you know that there is a right to have counsel.
So it's up to you to decide if I want to take it or not.
Yes, because the Constitution provides in Article 48 that every person, regardless of status or color or sex, has a right to justice. Yes, has a right to access to justice, no matter what. And even if there's a fee to be paid, that fee has to be reasonable. And even if there's a fee, that fee is not supposed to defeat access to justice. Okay. Yes. That is why now the state provides that an accused person has a right to counsel. Okay. Yes.
And I love that we've had this conversation today, because you've helped so many people who think or assume that because they are not certain people or earn a certain amount of money or live a certain place, that they cannot afford these services. Yes. Because they actually can. Irene, thank you so much for coming through. How can people get in touch with you directly for more information on this? And please let us know how they can access, I think you mentioned it before,
Yes.
legal aid,
Yeah.
before we go on a break.
So my number is 0790
This is your camera? This one, yes.
870569. I'm just going to repeat for
Please.
people who haven't gotten it. 0790870569. That's my personal line.
Okay.
You can contact me on that line for more legal advice.
Okay.
The
website.
National Legal Aid Service has a website. So what you need to do is Google on that website,
Yeah.
find it, read about it, know where the offices are located. It actually has offices in Nairobi, Kisumu, Nakuru, and Eldoret.
Okay.
Yeah. So find out where those offices are. And the National Legal Aid Service also offers legal clinics. Legal clinics are clinics or forums that are held
Yes.
for people to know more about their rights, their constitutional rights, and various types of law,
And they can-
and the legal education that they might need. So the clinic ran from 8 to 5.
Okay.
So if you're able to get in touch or find some connection to the service,
And that's where they go. They go to the website.
yes,
Irene, thank you so much. Our time is up, but highly appreciated.
thank you.
We're going to take a very short commercial break. When we come back, is he, she just an emotional friend, or are you having an emotional affair? Tricky. We'll be right back.